Hello and welcome back to the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel I do the Spirit Guide Monthly live every last Friday of the month. I hope you're able to join me. I also do astrological readings by the sign by the month in love and relationships and in money and career, but I also do this. I do pick a card readings. What I have for you today is why haven't they reached out? This is a no contact reading. No contact, why haven't they reached out? We're going to be looking into the scenarios. We're hopefully going to get some truths. We're going to get maybe some timing cards if it looks like they're going to be reaching out. Going to the higher love oracle, the wellness oracles as well. We'll see other oracle decks as the reading reveals the need for them. There are 4 piles in a pick a card presentation. Please concentrate and see which one calls out to you. Please don't pick these piles by I always pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. It does not match well with my reading style. If you can concentrate, take a deep breath, open your eyes, the one that kind of comes out, stands out to you, that is the message that you're most meant to receive. I will see you at the time of your reading. Hello and welcome back. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading. We'll put the number 1 over there. We've got the Gilded Tarot bringing you some predictive tarot cards, but let's look at your oracle cards first. All right, why haven't they reached out? This is a no contact situation, likely a twin flame situation. Everlasting Daisy is fortitude, be brave, and dig deep. They may lack the courage at this particular time. Let's go ahead and keep looking. We have Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. Somebody is genuinely struggling with their courage. They seem to not know whether or not they are able to engage in this relationship. We have Child Eternal, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes, but the shadow attribute is inability to grow up and be responsible. Extreme dependency on others for physical security. Okie doke, so codependence. They may have been recovering from codependence. This may have started out in a codependent energy. Remember, you can heal from that and still have a very lovely relationship. In fact, a much better, healthier, and more romantically nourishing type of relationship after you've healed. When you hear that you're in a codependent dynamic, it doesn't mean you got to break up. It means you just have some things that you need to address. So far, we have somebody who lacks the courage to go towards a connection that I think they have a fear of because they have a fear of intimacy. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. They may not have been able to confront their real feelings in the past. Intention. Lacking personal direction begets confusion and life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. So far we have your person being fearful around the idea of intimate connection, potentially with you. They might have been overwhelmed by their own feelings. They may not have been able to be honest with themselves about what they were feeling. We have fortitude, and we have multiple areas that say they're trying to work up the courage. Usually when you've not heard from somebody and there is unfinished business between you, they may not be speaking to you because they owe you an apology. And this seems to kind of back that up. It looks like there was an irresponsible action, or they did not act responsibly when it came to you. I don't know if this is a third-party situation or not. Let's go ahead and we're going to keep looking here. Why haven't they reached out? So far, we've got a fear of intimacy as the most likely problem. That is something that can be healed. It has its basically its roots in formative damage, not bonding properly with a caretaker, and that's not the fault of the child. It's never the fault of the child, ever. ever. This is not an issue of fault. What this is an issue of identifying what needs to be healed. So what's going on with them? Why have they not reached out? Let's get going here. 1. We're going to get 7 cards for this. 7 being one of the numbers of spiritual enlightenment. Here we go. 1. All right, let's get this down. We're going to find out what's, all right, well, that stayed behind, and I'm going to leave it behind because temperance in the upright, that is a need to heal. They might also be struggling with sobriety when we get the temperance card on the upright. 10 of Pentacles, lockdown may have held them from you. Anxiety is apparently, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. They have been struggling. They've been struggling potentially with healing and with their sobriety. Eight of Swords in the upright. Something about finances holds them back with this Ten of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers in the upright. Ooh. Okay, the High Priestess in reverse. Okay, I don't like when I get that one there. We've got a trauma processing card that came with it as well. So the High Priestess in reverse, the trauma card in reverse as well there. The Ten of Swords in reverse is one of my trauma processing cards. I said I was going to get 7, but when I saw the High Priestess in reverse, it's like the secrets are going to be revealed is essentially what this is saying. So why they haven't reached out appears to be that they have lacked the courage to have a truly intimate union, potentially while sober. Because there is this energy here where what holds them back is they're losing a battle every now and then. They may have gone back and forth. Now remember, an addict is an addict is an addict, and yet not all addiction is equal. When we're dealing with codependency, it's not quite the same thing as a regular addiction. It's not quite the, like, you got to get a fix type of thing. It is in a need-based love, meaning that you don't feel safe and secure by yourself, again, because of that failure to bond with a nurturing caretaker. And again, never ever the fault of the child, always the fault of the caretaker. And it doesn't mean that there's blame involved. It's just when you hear that you might have intimacy issues in that runner and chaser dynamic, you're not being blamed for a thing. You're just having something pointed out to you. And in this particular instance, this person appears to flee from intimate connection because of trauma in their past, but they do have clarity around that. There is something around physical security that holds them back as well. They may not have enough money at this particular time. They may not have a steady job. They may be working on getting their life together. And again, apparently, if they've been trying to like kind of be a clean and sober person, they've stumbled a couple of times, likely because of the state of the world. But they're in a fairly secure energy at the moment. What's coming up here? What's coming up here? Let's check with the fortune reading cards. What's coming up here? They're afraid. I think the level of connection with you, they found you really intense on all levels. I don't know if this progressed to a full relationship or not. It may have. They really had to look deep within and discover what their real feelings were for you. Because they had some doubts around some things. I have a feeling that they might have some performance anxiety. Like they might have a few issues around intimacy that have to do with, if they've been struggling with their health, they may have some performance issues. This is for people who identify as male. It can be for women as well, because, you know, if you're traumatized, it can be very difficult to achieve true intimacy with people. But they have not reached out at the present time because they are trying to overcome these issues. Mountain, know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. It looks to me like they're trying. Key. A new beginning, directions, and adventures are ready for those who await for those who are ready to let go of the past. Okay. They are trying to overcome the things that I think they reached for as a way of, I almost want to say self-medicating. They turned away from their own pain. They've had to face the truth of it. Apparently there's a lot of it. Are they doing their work is the thing. Let's go with the wellness cards. Why hasn't this person reached out? Why hasn't their person reached out? We're going to go for the hidden truth. And I've got this tiny little timing deck that has a basic timing on it. Here we go. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3. That intention, it's like they don't want to come towards you until they know that they can be there for you. And apparently they've struggled a little bit. The chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Then it came out with karmic relationship. Feeling, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. Stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. And then I have talking after that. Okay, so you're likely the chaser in this because they have all these fear cards. They're trying to work up the courage to talk to you. This karmic relationship, feelings, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. I think they couldn't tell what the connection was. Interested in conversing more. Awaited messages arrives. Text, call, email, hovering. Well, that's auspicious for the future. Let's keep going with the hidden truth, though. Why haven't they contacted you? It's like they got overwhelmed. They got overwhelmed by, they felt very insecure in their ability to have a relationship, is what it looks like. Like they weren't sure what they wanted. Doubts around security. Let's get some more cards here. What was this? Oh, hey you. I can't do this. What else is going on with them? What else has been in their heart, their thought process? Why haven't they reached out? 2 more times. 1 and 2. All right. The energies at this time are indicating I compare others to you. They think that I still feel the pain. I admire you. You inspire me. I want you so badly. I think it's appropriate to take all of these. Wow, they have been all over the map with this. At first, it was like a hard pass. And I'm not sure why. I think it was just fear. Like, with that chaser energy, I don't know if they thought you were really into them or whether or not you were in a codependent relationship breakup cycle where you kind of transfer. It's called a transference relationship. You transfer onto somebody who is very similar to a last abusive partner, usually is how that works. You inspire me. I compare you to others to you. I admire you. I still feel the pain. Like they still feel you. They still feel you. The thing about twin flames is they're almost always psychically connected. And I want you so badly. They apparently are not getting over this. At first, I really do think they were like, nope, can't, hard pass, I'm scared. And it hasn't gone away. They feel like they betrayed you. That's a betrayal energy as well. We've got the stabbed in the back over here. This is sad. This is somebody who just, like, they cheated themselves out of their own happiness for their own fears. Are they doing their work is the thing. Let's go here. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. I'm getting a Goddess of the Moon card. What's the energy right now between the two of them? What's the energy right now between the two of them? 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. Balance. Temperance is a balance card as well. And then I have assessing. Ooh. Like they wanted to heal and figure out if they still had any kind of feeling for you. Faith. Balance, assessing, and faith. Here's kind of the deal with this person. They get in their head too much and they frighten themselves. They try to mask their feelings. They appear to have a fear of intimacy. You were all in and they were all running. The thing is that they have this, I compare others to you, you inspire me, I admire you. They think you're too good for them. Like that's really what it appears to be. They have a lot of doubts and anxiety around themselves. I think for whatever reason, the thought of being with you physically intimidates the crap out of them because they have that anxiety card. And again, could it be a true performance issue or could it be like, I don't know what I'm doing here? I'm not positive. Here we go. Let's go for some higher love cards. What's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on here. 2 more times. 1. Competition and challenge. See, I think they think you have a lot of options and they think you're just going to forget about them. Here we go. I don't think you have. There's some duration to this. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. All right. Here we go. We have rest and relaxation. They're trying to heal. Family support. Materialism. Something about money enters in here. Traditional relationship. Old friends, good memories. They think of you. They think of you. I actually don't mind this very much. But it's like they've had a lot going on in their life. They've had families, traditional relationships. Something's going on in their own family as well. It's like they haven't had the time to focus on a relationship with anybody other than themselves. But they still, old friends and good memories, it's like they think of you all the time. And I want you so badly. Here's the thing, like you're the person that they're fantasizing about. I still feel the pain. You inspire me. Oh, I just got that. Okay. Okay. Well, you inspire some lustful thoughts in them. That's lovely. Apparently they're spending some alone time still thinking about you. And they're good memories. But they have a fear around like the actual idea of being with you. They just do. What's coming up here? What do I need to know? Is there anything I need to know? All right, here we go. Keep going, keep going. I don't have a third party on this. I don't have another person interfering at all. I think you're both single at this point. You might not have always been. We have nature. That's a grounding. Oh, okay. That's a grounding energy. Interact with nature in the outdoors, around animals, farmlands, or by the ocean. This will be good for the soul and healing for you. It's like they want nature to take its course. They keep thinking you're going to find somebody else. Difficult times, state of the world might be bothering them as well. And then I want manifestations as well. I think they want every good thing for you. And they really, like, you do it for them. You do it for them in the, I admire you and you inspire me. I compare you to others. Very interesting. Like, there's no lack of, like, sexy, fun energy around this. They wish that they could, touch your body quite thoroughly, apparently. But they're not sure about the other aspects of relationships. They have anxiety around the idea of actually being with you physically, but they apparently fantasize about you. They've struggled with healing. It may be, I don't have the devil card on this, but it really might be with that temperance card because that's one of the cards for recovery. They've had things going on in their own lives. They have not forgotten about you, which is nice. Let's get a romance angel, and we'll go ahead and we'll get a time oracle as well. Anything that we need to know about this? Is there anything we need to know about this no contact situation? What do we need to know about this no contact situation? The key, new beginnings. They knew they had to heal from something and that they shouldn't jump into a relationship with anybody. That's why I can't do this. They knew they shouldn't. They knew they shouldn't. Okay. They knew that they weren't secure enough in their own healing. They still had some anxiety issues. They knew that it was not the time for them to engage. They still think about you. There's more that they need to tell you at a different point. We have flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. I'm going to be really honest. This person really wishes you would find somebody else because they don't know that they're going to catch up with you. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Finances and career. And I kind of got that gig from the cards here as well, with this doubts around finances energy, with the Eight of Swords in the upright and then the Ten of Pentacles in the upright as well. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's them. I don't know if they at first I really think the I can't do this energy is the predominant one. Let's go ahead and we'll get a time oracle. Is there any timing card that we need to know about? Is there any timing? And there's only like 16 cards in this. 1 and 2 and 3. Put you down, give you a cut. Yes. And then, this was within a week. Here's the thing. I'm not sure that's going to be accurate. I'm just going to take that yes on this. Are you going to hear from them in the future? Gosh, it looks like it. With that talking card, they're interested in conversing more. I think they really would love a chance to talk to you about everything that happened. Here's the thing. Like, they've got the hots for you. Like, you kind of melt their brain when they're alone. But for whatever reason, I don't think they know if they're right for you or not. Like, here's the thing. They apparently... I compare others to you, I admire you, I want you so badly. You inspire me. I can't do this and I still feel the pain. I really do think this was the initial energy. I don't think... I still feel the pain though. That really is... They're trying to heal from their own trauma. Group number one, your person has all their own stuff. And this is not a situation in which they didn't want to fall in love. It was a situation in which they weren't sure that you were. It appears to be there was some doubt. It was something that they have been struggling with their own health, with their own world, with their own habits. They have anxiety issues that they may have been self-medicating. And they've been trying to overcome balance, assessing, and faith. I think they're waiting for themselves to be back in balance. And then, like I say, for whatever reason, maybe because you apparently just, light them up, they think you have all these options. They think you have all these options. They're interested in talking, but they don't want to talk to you until such time as I think they've gotten through some obstacles and they can begin again. Because it really just looks like the courage to step into your life, intention. Dude, they don't want to come anywhere near you until they're able to offer you something. And they have doubts around that. And it's not you, it's them. They have multiple issues in their life. Something about meeting you apparently made them confront them. They appear to be doing their work. They've stumbled. They've stumbled. That's a falling off the wagon type of energy. Says that. They've had their issues, but they've tried really hard. And it looks like in their heart of hearts, what they really want is to try and be the person who can be your person. Because they have desire for you, they have admiration for you. They apparently, despite some initial denial, also have love for you. And I can't tell if it's they were ever denying that they loved you, but I think that they were pretty sure you didn't love them. And that you were in that chaser dynamic for a codependent relationship. Will you hear from them again? It kind of looked that way. You had multiple cards that looked that way. And it looks like they are doing their work and trying to process. But in the meantime, don't sit and wait for them. Apparently, they're kind of hoping, because they do have such admiration for you, they're kind of hoping that you find love. It's not that they want you to find somebody else, they just want you to have love in their life. All right, so group number one, that was your reading. Why aren't they reaching out? Well, they're trying to work up the courage. They're trying to heal. They have doubts around whether or not they're the right person for you. They've struggled with their health. They struggled with believing that you really wanted them as well. Is there more to come on this? Sure looked that way. You take care. Be well. Hello and welcome back. If you chose pile number 2, then this is your reading. Okay, it is a no contact situation. Why haven't they reached out? We're going to get, this is a time oracle. If appropriate, I'll end up taking a timing card on this. We have the hidden truth oracle as well. We're likely to use the goddess of the moon. Higher love oracle. If appropriate, we'll get some romance angels. Let's get checking. No contact situation. Why haven't they reached out? All right, we have courage. Dear Lord, is this going to be the theme of this? The last one had a lot around courage as well. Like they don't quite have the guts. I have the wall. There are obstacles. Okay. We have mystic. Revels in intimate union with the divine. The delusional rapport with the divine is the shadow aspect. They might be really in their head. There we go. Sincerely, they really might be in their head about all this. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. They did something they should not have. Metamorphosis. Power and strength lie within our surrender to change. Okay, so they've wronged you somehow. They do not have the courage to talk to you because they owe you an apology. There have been obstacles as well. They do feel you spiritually with this mystic energy. Metamorphosis, that is likely a change coming up. Power and strength lie within our surrender to change. I think they knew they needed to change a lot in order to be in your life. I'm not positive they want to be in your life romantically, by the way. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. This is the traditional manga deck. We're going to go for it and see what is coming up here. Why hasn't this no contact situation for pile number 2, why haven't they reached out? Apparently they don't have the guts to say that they're sorry. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. That is such a, like, the Queen of Pentacles is the wifey card. The Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign energy. She's very secure. She's very confident. She's one of those people, and it's not gender specific. Gender is meaningless in tarot. Gender is essentially meaningless. Gender is a societal construct. Biological function is not the same thing as what we believe gender roles to be. Let's get going. But this person sees you as warm and nurturing and loving and able to, like, keep all balls in the air, basically. Like, they just see you as so capable and strong. Death card in reverse. That is a phoenix from the ashes energy. Now, it can be closure, so let's keep going. 6 of Wands energy. That's a triumphant return type of energy. That can be a new person coming in. Hanged Man in the upright. 3 of Wands in the upright. Waiting for their opportunity. 10 of Wands in reverse. Knight of Swords in the upright. That's a Traveler's card. All right, we're going to leave it there because my intention had been to take 7 cards because 7 is one of the numbers of spiritual enlightenment. Wow. Okay. First of all, they do want to be in contact with you with the 6 of Wands energy and this Knight of Swords energy. The obstacle might be with these 2 traveling cards that they don't live where you live. And they screwed something up enough that they know that, like, they have to work up the courage to ever speak to you again. Like, they don't know if you're going to forgive them. It was that bad. I'm not sure what happened, but, like, there's the obstacle, forgiveness, and then courage. And then the Death card is bringing something back to life in reverse like that. Let's get some higher love oracles. What's going on here? They keep making plans and waiting for their opportunity. The obstacle might be the greater world. It really might be the greater world. Like, I don't think they have been necessarily able to get to you. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on here? 1 and 2. We have positive transition. Good. Like, they haven't given up. They haven't given up. That Hanged Man, though, like, there's a sacrifice energy around that one. Like, they have to give up something in order to be with you. Lasting love and happiness. Prepare for change. Karmic bond. Intellectual man. Oh, that's wonderful. That Queen of Pentacles energy, like, you're one of the few people that feel like they can talk to anything about. Like, you have an opinion on absolutely everything. And then new opportunities. Okay, group number 2. It could simply be that COVID has blocked them from travel and they're held back from that. But I don't think it's just that. Because they need to unburden their conscience and apologize to you for something that apparently they just quite simply did wrong. The positive transition card and the lasting love and happiness card also both kind of say, we're not done here. Now, could the positive transition be a new person coming in with that 6 of Wands? Yes, but we weren't asking about a new person. We were asking, why haven't they spoken to you? I am not getting the sense that they're sitting there going, I hope they find somebody else because I'm just never going to be that person for them. Let's go ahead and get the hidden truth. What is going on with this person? Why haven't they reached out? What's going on with this person? Why haven't they reached out? 2 more times. 1 and 2. They think you've got everything. That's lovely. That is a really lovely energy. I saved your texts and messages. I am not over you. I see life differently now. I daydream about a life with you. They feel so happy with you. Okay, so no matter what they did in the past, I don't have third-party action here, so I don't know if everybody involved was single when they met or not. But this is telling a dream. Boy, I don't know what it was that they screwed up. I don't know what but like they feel as if until they can make something right, at least until they can talk to you about it. And I don't think it's this weird thing where like the obstacles card here and then these two traveling cards, it's like they couldn't get to you. It's like they couldn't get to you, and maybe they thought it wasn't fair while COVID was raging. Like one of the worst things that might, because they did something wrong. And I'm not sure what it was, but we have the forgiveness cards here. Like they screwed up somehow. Lasting love and happiness and positive transition, prepare for change. They had to take care of their own stuff, it looks like. And like whatever they did to you, that forgiveness thing, it's really like they've been trying to level up, be brave, be strong, believe. Like you gave them faith in something they didn't believe in. All right, we've got cards flying everywhere. Paradise. Hand of cards. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to do Coffin, Hands of Cards, and Paradise. So Coffin, like I think they just tried to let go. Like I think this is probably like no contact Cricketsville. They really would like you to be happy, but like of late, it looks like they've been really hoping that this can be a wanting you to release some energy. Nothing else backs that up. Nothing else. It's as if. And remember, twin flame stuff, it is so much more important for you to go and do your work because the only way to bring about union is for everybody involved to heal. Because that's what keeps twin flames separate, is they have issues that they need to resolve. It's part of the reason it's a karmic relationship. It's a karmic bond. It is, you're basically made from the same energy. We will shine a light into each other's flaws. One twin flame is almost always ahead of the other in healing. When we're healing, because that mystic psychic connection, they can feel it as well. And they think you got it going on. Let's go ahead and what else should we get here? I guess we'll go with the Time Oracle. Do we have any type of time, or this is a very small deck, but is there any like expectation on this reaching out thing? Because it's like they're waiting to talk to you face to face. It really is. It's like they saved your texts and messages. So you've had electronic communications, but like that forgiveness energy, like they owe you an apology, and I think they now proceed with caution. All righty. Within a month. Okie dokie. Well, listen, that looks pretty positive. Remember, it can't hold true for everybody. It's a general reading. I don't want anybody to get their hopes super duper up. But that looks very positive indeed. What's coming up here? What's coming up here? It's like they knew they had to change almost everything. That Hanged Man energy is they had to sacrifice a lot of things that I think kind of like made up their daily life. You must have very different habits. The intellectual matters, like they might be a little bit of a loner normally. You're one of the few people that intellectually and physically engages them, which I take it not many people do. Sexuality. Oh, love life. Now, these paragraphs I never find to have much of an issue. Like they don't have much bearing on the readings. These words always do, and in fact, half the time I can form sentences with them. Sexuality, love life, love, tough and trying times, challenges. Ooh, is their health, perseverance? Their health might be having an impact on their ability to be sexual. This is a like coming back to life energy. They might have sacrifice that's around some type of lifestyle thing. They might have had to make changes to be healthier, to allow themselves to have a relationship with you. Like they really might have been a very self-punishing person. Prepare for change, positive transition, lasting love and happiness. Angels, your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. Proceed with caution within a month. Proceed with caution. Boy, this is a very slightly difficult one. It looks like there's no lack of admiration, no lack of actual love, but like this person may have had enough issues that like they have to make all of these changes in order to like be with anybody. New opportunities, karmic bond, intellectual matters. Prepare for change, positive. Like they can't come anywhere near you until they've made changes in their life, in their lifestyle, potentially in the way that they kind of interact in a relationship. I see life differently now. I'm not over you yet. I saved your texts and messages. I feel so happy with you. I daydream about a life with you. It's like what's gotten them through a long, tough period is sometimes they just stop and they think about you. And this is an interesting one because there's fire there, but it's weird. It's almost like the bulk of this connection is like they just think you're so smart. That intellectual matters thing. And they might be one of those people who, and I am one of those people who like somebody has to be pretty freaking smart before I'm going to find them sexy. It's a normal thing. Like they may find somebody's brain power to be one of the most arousing things. And they think you've got it all. This is a very admired person as well. This can be somebody who has the admiration of others. They may have been very involved in trying to get obstacles energy. And then this metamorphosis, they had to change so many darn things. They had to change everything. Take a risk, be strategic. They're being strategic and not showing their hands. They haven't told you the soulmate. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Please invest in this more than this. Okay, so group number 2. Fantastic and interesting reading. Why haven't you heard from them? They're busily trying to make changes. Remember, never sit on the shelf and wait for anybody. Even when you're in separation, keep living your life. Be open to new possibilities in your life. One of the things that keeps twin flames apart is they become, that runner and chaser dynamic can be very fixative, meaning that it doesn't allow for healing because you're very focused on one person having like the key to your happiness. And no one person has the key to all of our happiness. They just don't. And be glad of that because, you know, people can like disappear down manholes and never be seen again. But sincerely, it's not a bad thing that we always have alternative possibilities. And in fact, I think for you guys, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take some energy cards because I kind of like, what's the issue? What are all these changes that they need to make? And you appear to be in this very stable energy. You might have had a difficult time in the past, but it really does look as if you're the person who's got your ducks in a row. And here's the thing, I don't get the sense that you focus on this very much at all any longer. Like I think you pretty much just go live your life every now and then, particularly if somebody puts up a reading, like you're like, yeah, okay, I could check it out. But maybe not even, because you look like you're in a very, very healthy energy. Angel of Strength, Blossoming Abundance, the Temple Path. That's another one for spiritual connection and healing. Yin Yang. Okie dokie. This is an overcoming energy. Listen, whatever's going on, your person had something to overcome and many sacrifices and changes to make in their life to be a potential partner for you. I don't know if you guys ever had a relationship, but wow, like they see you as this person who, like if it could be anybody, it would be with you. But there's enough there. Like there are enough difficulties with this person and potentially the life that they live that you need to proceed with caution. There are obstacles. It may have been distance because of the times. Let's go ahead. And I got the other group, a Goddess of the Moon Oracle. We'll get you one too. What's the energy here? What's the energy here? What's the energy here? All right. 2. Let's go. There we go. Gratitude. The void. Resistance. Oh my, okay, I get it. Purity. Oh, this is sweet. Peace. We're going to take one more. Surrender. This is a fascinating journey. So this person is peculiar, at least on some levels, because they're completely at peace with the idea that you end up with somebody else if they're not right for you. And completely, does that mean they're happy about it? No. But like the void, resistance, and purity, like they have a form of love for you where they just want what's best for you. And I think they've had some questions around whether or not it was them. Here's the thing, you appear to be just like, doodly do, living my life. If they catch up with me, they catch up with me. If they don't catch up with me, then they don't catch up with me. You really seem to have this very balanced and stable energy around this. And then they like routinely seem to try and work up the courage to whatever they did something that they need to apologize to you for. Forgiveness and courage. That apparently is why haven't they reached out? They don't quite have the courage to ask for forgiveness at this particular time, and they're still working on their stuff. It looked good going forward, but this is like a very, very well-rounded relationship with that Queen of Pentacles energy. Is it worth waiting for? I never suggest that anybody wait for anybody. I really don't, because it doesn't change anything. That which is meant for you cannot be kept from you. That which is not meant for you cannot be kept by you. So it kind of, that whole runner, chaser, waiting thing in separation, keep living your life. Be open to other people. And that does not mean you have to get out there and date or do anything that you don't want to. But please don't stay in stasis waiting for another person. That prolongs it. It never brings it to resolution. That said, you're still on their mind. The things that they try and accomplish, like it seems like they do with an eye towards how much they wish they could tell you about it. But there's an obstacle, and it does appear that they may not live in the same place that you do. All right, group number 2, fun one there as well. 2 themed about courage, not trying to spoil the piles or anything, but group number 1 had about the same thing. Not directly, but there was a need for courage on the part of the person who was currently being the runner. That makes sense. Take care. Be well. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. I'd love a chance to read for you in real life. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 3, then this is your reading. The Crow deck's going to be bringing you at least 7 cards. It depends on what those cards are, whether or not I take more. This is a very tiny little timing deck. If appropriate, I'll pull from that. It may be possible that we're going to hear that there isn't going to be contact, but if it is predicted by that, I will go to the timing deck. Hidden truth is what they're thinking and feeling. Let's get going with your oracle cards, and then we'll have the higher love oracle cards, the wellness oracle cards. We're going deep on the oracle cards, my friends. Let's get going here before I get started. Please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to get that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Mindful, groupthink, optimism. This is fun. Look up and look brightly. We have Judge. Balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. The shadow attributes are offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. They have not reached out because they don't think it's fair to you, but they're optimistic about the future. That groupthink thing is a societal card. Like they're a free thinker, I think, but it could be that there have been obstacles in the world around them. Denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight of awareness. Initially, they may have denied having feelings for you. We have accountability. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. Here's the deal. Judge, accountability, denial. They feel responsible for something, but they're optimistic about the future. Society has been playing a big part in why they have not reached out. There's simply got to be more to it than that. That is such a secure and that's such a healthy energy. The denial, not so much. Like they really might have been like, this is not the person for me, or I'm not the person for that person. But like there's, what's going on here? No contact. Why haven't they reached out? Why haven't they reached out? 2 more times. 1 and 2 for pile number 3. There we go. We're gonna find out. Okie dokie. 5 of Wands in the upright. That could be competition. That could be confusion, though. It can be a struggle. It can be a conflict. 7 of Wands as well. They've been struggling. Page of Wands in the upright. Hermit in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. Oh, that's fun. The Chariot in reverse. I have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to take one more on that. Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. How is this looking? Denial, the Chariot in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, they're struggling with stuff. It's like they think there's no path forward at this particular time. They think there's competition for you, like you have other options. Sometimes like they've struggled with like, I think they've like sat down and like written you messages or texts. But in the end, like they never follow through on it. They're still in the process of like that accountability energy. Like I think they're trying to take a really brave, strong look at themselves. What's going on with them? What's going on with them? You may not be on their mind super, like at this particular time. They may be focusing on self with that accountability and optimism. Look up and look brightly. What is this guy? Judge. Balancing justice and compassion. Managing the fair distribution of power. What we got? Not today. Stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. Denial and deception on this one. Girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. This one's hard. Here we go. 1, 2 more times. 1 and 2. They hope for good things for you. They're optimistic about your future. Soulmates. Hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. This is a hard one. At this present time, they're simply focusing on themselves. And don't resent that part. Remember, just do your own work. Focus on yourself as well. The easiest way to bring about reunion with a twin flame is to lean in on doing the work that you need to do. And that appears to be what they're doing. They sit down, they write you messages sometimes, but they don't send them. At present, like the path forward, they don't see one. Accountability. They're optimistic. But that denial energy, and then I had deception there as well. Not today's step. Like something might have been going on when you first met where like they felt it was, like it might have been third party stuff. But like that stabbed in the back, shocking attack. The thing is I don't, they have not forgotten you. I can't tell if they're like, you know, keeping an eye on you. We don't share the same values. I do love you. I wish we could go back. I hide my feelings. I still have feelings for you. I can't be with you. At present, they don't think they're right for you. They're optimistic about your future. They are judging the situation and at present believing that there is no path forward. They're still working on learning their own lessons. Now, does that define things for all time? No, it absolutely does not. Let's keep going here. That's what they've been thinking. What's coming up? What's coming up between this grouping? What's coming up between this pairing? It's a no contact situation. They haven't reached out. Moving on, escape. Leave the past behind. Nobody's going to like this one. I'm so sorry. Here we go. 2 more times. 1 and 2 and 3. Here's the thing, that sudden change, shocking news thing, wishful thinking, okay, loss issues, unfounded fear. I do get reassessment as the last one. It is possible that you're being asked to reassess the situation. Listen, they have love for you. They hid their feelings from you about you. They apparently think about you. They sit down to write you sometimes. But the thought process that they currently had is, I had my feelings. I wish we could go back. I do love you. I can't be with you. We don't share the same values. I can't be with you. I still have feelings for you. I hide my feelings. I wish we could go back. I do love you. Let's do that, because that is a lot more what fits with this energy. Listen. Oh, I wish we could go back, because the Chariot in reverse and then a Pentacles in reverse, like that really can be, there's no path forward. At first, I really don't think they thought they were the right person for you. It's possible that is still the issue. It's possible. But I do love you, and I wish we could go back. Huh. Let's try, what else are we going to do? Let's do a romance angel. They haven't, they're just not sure they're right for you. Like they have love for you. They're optimistic about your future. That denial energy, though, we don't share the same values. That's a hard one. We don't share the same values. Oh my. Okay, well, let's go. What's going on with group number 3? It's a no contact situation. It's a no contact situation. They do love you is the thing. Which, just do your work. Deception. Someone's wearing a false mask. And give your relationship a chance. New love. Group number 3, this one's not being so like happy, happy, joy, joy. Sometimes things are in the past and they need to remain there. I'm not saying that that's the guaranteed thing here by any stretch of the imagination, but like they're single and they're not coming towards you at this particular time. Here's the thing, you have a soulmate's energy. We have multiple soulmates. And there is a change that is being, I'm not going to go to the timing deck on this because I did not get any indication that it was likely they were going to reach out. At the present time, they're in their head. They're just so freaking in their head on everything. Let's go, let's go. 1 and 2. And they're very afraid of what other people will think with that group think. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that's a factor for them. Eagle, you will soar towards your destiny with greater clarity and strength. Devil, that's one of the codependency markers. Group number 3. This person's got a lot going on. They do love you. And remember, the more you heal, the more they will feel that energy. But that appears to be the best advice from this particular reading, is that the best thing that you can do is continue to do your own work. And it has no bearing whatsoever on whether or not you end up with this person if you let go of them. Because again, I'm always telling people this, that which is meant for you cannot be kept from you. If this person is your person, they will get their head out of there, you know what. Because I've got that energy around this person. They're just in denial about, here's what I think. I think it was such a profound feeling for them, it scared the crap out of them. And that they think you have just so many options with this competition energy, this confusion energy. They think that you're going to overcome your feelings for them and simply go and move on. At the present time, they cannot figure out a path forward, but like they kind of want to go back and correct something as well. The accountability thing, I don't know. It's like they did something that they're very ashamed of. Anxiety, financial constraints. 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, rest and rejuvenation. A woman holding a coin. 1st chakra, Archangel Michael. Okay, so remember, every relationship we have is a learning opportunity. Every love that we have changes us in a very specific way. We're never quite the same way again, and that can be good. It's never quite bad, but we're altered, we're changed, we're expanded by the people that we love and meet. Let's go ahead and try for the fairy oracles. I wish this one was a little bit more like, hey, yay, they're going to be there tomorrow. Honestly, there's not a clear resolution on this one. They're stuck in their head. They're just stuck in their head thinking that they're not the right person for you. They're very optimistic about your future. Like they really are, but I don't think they're super optimistic about a future with you. And that it's not going to hold true for everybody. You've got the power. New home. Moving is a step in the right direction for you. Group number 3. Listen, they haven't reached out because they struggle with a lot, including admitting to themselves that they love you. They think you don't have the same values, and they've been in denial off and on. I think I can't tell you what to do, what to think, what to feel. But the cards are absolutely of the, you know what? Keep doing your thing. Keep living your life. Let love in when it comes to you. If this person is right for you, they will catch up to you. But right now, they haven't done the work that they need to. They do still love you. But sometimes, not all loves are, some love is trauma bonding. And this person is just, they're afraid of what others think too much, it seems. Could that change? Of course it could change. And remember, that's just the energy of right now. If you don't get an outcome that you like in a reading, remember you can take different actions and get a different result. But at the present time, I don't have a reason to believe that they're going to be reaching out. And honestly, some of the cards there kind of suggest that you're getting to the point of being like, that's fine by me. Like it really is as if you're a little tiny bit over, like waiting for them to realize I am the most amazing thing that you have ever encountered, and you're a fool if you don't get your butt over here. They might be a fool. They might be a fool, okay? I'm so sorry, group number 3. Don't take it too badly. Remember, things can change. Keep healing. They're connected to you, and they will feel that healing energy as well. And they do love you. It's just that at the present time, there wasn't a path forward that could be glimpsed in this reading. Take care. Be well. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 4, then this is your reading. It's a no contact situation. Why haven't they reached out? We've got some oracle cards. We're going to use the Sun and Moon Tarot to bring a 7-card predictive spread. We're going to get some hidden truths to see what they might be thinking. Higher level oracles to see what the path forward looks like. And then, if appropriate, we'll get a timing card if it looks like they are going to reach out. No spoilers or anything, but not all piles have found that there will be contact in the future. That doesn't mean that there won't be. It's just that it can't be glimpsed at this particular time. They're several changes away. Wisteria, longevity, plan for and take the dedicated path. They may not be interested in a commitment. Repairing the veil, forgiveness, another card about forgiveness. That has been such a freaking theme. Hero, heroine. This is passion for the journey of personal empowerment. They're doing their healing. Shadow attribute, escapism, and a false sense of heroism. Oh, I like this. They're in it for the long haul trying to heal. Courage, another card about, listen, if anybody goes and watches all 4 of these piles, it is freaktastic how many of these cards repeated. And it's like, I was using the same decks for all of them. Emotional energy, our emotions are messengers to be met with appropriate attention, action, and gratitude. This is looking good, yay. All right, let's go. What's going on? No contact situation. Why haven't they reached out? They haven't reached out because they're doing their work. That makes me so happy. They are trying to, they're trying to be the hero, heroine energy. They're trying to be worthy of you. They're trying to work up the courage. They need to be forgiven because apparently they left you sitting on a shelf until you, potentially moved on. There's weird energy with that. Let's go. What's going on here? No contact situation. Why haven't they reached out? No contact situation. Why haven't they reached out? Why haven't they reached out? One more time. Before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. 8 of Swords in the upright. No path forward at the present time. Lovers in the upright. 9 of Swords in reverse. Yay! Prince of Wands in reverse. Chariot in reverse. Yogi. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Being brought in from the cold. Be good. Next card. Hermit in the upright, healing. Okie doke. Well, they're in a healing phase right now. I kind of want to get one more card. And why? Because I don't want to leave it on Hermit. Like, because they're doing their healing work, and it's like, but okay. They're healing. They're healing. That's why they haven't reached out. The Star in reverse. Okay. We're going to leave it alone from there. We're going to leave it alone from there. At the present time, it's not giving me any hints about what's going to happen going forward. I actually really like this. They've had their doubts around their, like, essentially everything. They see you as their other half with that Lover's energy. That's the card for Geminis. I've got 2 majors, 3 majors on the scene here. Like, they knew that you needed to heal. They know they need to heal. Everybody involved is healing. They're still psychically connected to you. This is an interesting one because the forgiveness appears to go both ways here. Like, you might have done a couple of things that you're not super proud of either. It's this brought in from the cold energy that's telling me that. It's kind of like it's a mutual energy. Let's get going with the higher level oracles. What's going on here? What's the path forward looking like? All right. Oh, we should do the hidden truth first. What's in their mind? What's in their mind? What's in group number 4's mind? Why haven't they been reaching out? They're focusing on self with that Lover's energy, with that Hermit energy. They're trying to heal all of their energetic and psychic wounds to understand their emotions. Longevity. Like, I think they think you guys are long haul is the thing. Like, it's not like they think this is gone. I wish we could go back. I've gotten that one before. We don't share the same values. I can be myself with you. I feel the sexual tension. I don't know why this happened. I want one more on this. Your intellect arouses me. Yeah, they've got some mental energy around you. Kind of dig it. Okay. They think you're smarter than blazes, and like, I am one of those people who thinks being smart is this incredible turn on. In fact, I've never been attracted to pretty boys for that reason. I have a tendency to like the brainy types. So they have, it's funny, it's like they feel you in their dreams or something, but they're doing their healing work. They're trying to focus on self. They know that they can't, I think they know they can't make a decision from where they are, which is true. Like, if you're not in a very healthy state and you meet somebody, you don't share the same values. Like, you might be traditional or you might be a nonconformist. And like, the values issue, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. But everything else is, I can be myself with you. Your intellect a lot. I don't know why this happened. Here's the thing. I think you're very opposite in many, many ways. But like, they feel that insane heat, but they've withdrawn themselves almost entirely. Like, it's their me time. Learning and training. Union of 2 souls. Unfounded fear. Reassessment. Soulmate. Achievement and success. Lost love. Okay, so here's the thing. I do not think this is the end of this chapter, but why haven't they reached out? Man, they're in a healing phase. They've been trying to overcome their fears about a future, potentially their fear about commitment. Because that's kind of the we don't share the same values thing. Like, they may not be somebody who ever saw themselves as having a committed relationship. It's like they have to dig deep and find the way to, it's not necessarily be the person, it's weird. It's not like they want to change themselves for you. But by the same token, it's like they have to open a new room inside of themselves in order to discover whether or not something that they've rejected in the past is possible with you. And it may be because with that, your intellect arouses me, they might be super, super bright. and they have not met anybody who intellectually challenges them before. And so here's the thing. They really might be somebody who saw themselves as being forever single. Like that they'd have people come and go, they'd have bed buddies and that kind of thing, but that would be about it. Palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. Seduction. The golden mirror, self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing, and then Cupid's arrow with karmic relationship, the butterfly. Okay, so the butterfly is a relationship evolving into the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Listen, I don't think you're done here. I don't think it's appropriate to get a timing card on this one, not with the Hermit and the Star in reverse. The Star in reverse can be the beginning of a new and hopeful cycle, but we can't glimpse it right now. They're doing healing work. They're doing healing work. Haha. Good for you. Very soon. Oh, I love these cards sometimes. Apparently, they're like, no, you should get a timing card. Very soon, reconciliation. Group number 4, this person's trying to heal their somewhat shattered backside. They've had an interesting and sometimes self-punishing type of life. They may have sought escapism, very, very bright people frequently do, to try and kind of ease the pain of existence. They have not stopped thinking about you. That whole we don't share the same values thing, it's like you're able to debate things like crazy because the whole your intellect arouses me. And here's the thing, I think for them to really, really, really have a flame lit for somebody, that is essential. Like somebody could be whoa levels of hot. Like, oh my gosh, okay, every single part of me just turned into a hormone levels of hot. And it wouldn't hold their interest for very long because somebody's mental energy is one of the things that, but this hero heroine, like they want to change who they may not have been the best human at different points. Like that values thing, one of you has super strong values and the other person is like trying to figure out who they are in this world. And that's that energy. They're doing some soul searching around this connection. Now, we did get the very soon in reconciliation, so that's a good energy. There we go, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What else do we got? I'm going to get a Goddess of the Moon energy card as well. Star, hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness and positivity. Star in reverse over here. It's just not right now because this person is still healing. And like, it's almost like it's like they're trying to become a version of themselves they stopped believing in a long time ago. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 1 and 2. What else do we got? 3. Oh, I was going to get a Goddess of the Moon energy. I just got the energy cards instead. I will get the Goddess of the Moon energy as well. Healer of the Ages. They're healing. They're really healing. 4th chakra archangel. Oh, they're healing. Apparently the cards really, really want you to know why hasn't there been contact? Well, they recognize that there's a bunch of screwed up things about them. They're trying to heal. Is there a path forward after this? Gosh, it really looks like that. Very soon. Well, what's the idea of the cards for very soon? It's going to differ from person to person, but I would say that's within a 90-day period usually. There we go. We have assessing. Faith, so strange. Just because it's kind of a substantial deck, and those are 2 cards I've already gotten. 1 and 2. And I am shuffling them. All right, here we go. One more time. The path. Okay. Group number 4, give this one time. I don't think you're done here. And remember, that is not a call to sit on a shelf and wait for a person. Never sit on a shelf and wait for anybody ever. And here's why. Because when we do that, we are reserving our energy for one particular person. And our energy is really meant for ourselves, for our life experience, for... You're going to attract the love that is lasting and you really want to have in your life when it's part of a full experience. Be open to connection. You don't have to be out there looking. But it does appear that you are not done with this particular connection. And why haven't you heard from this particular person? They're healing, but hard times will soon be over. And apparently, the emotional energy surrounding this is forgiveness. And it's from both sides, and I'm not sure what it is that you did or didn't do, but it goes both ways here. Like they want to bring you in from the cold, they want to be brought in from the cold. It's very interesting. Okay, group number 4, that was a fun one. Take care, be well, keep healing. Apparently they are as well.